The last few years I've become more of a casual boxing fan because of the politics of boxing, seeing guys work hard to get in shape to fight a world-class fighter, and to see this guy in his mind, in his corner's mind, win the fight, and then to see these corrupt-ass fucking judges award the bout to his opponents when it's obvious that some of these guys have lost 8, 9, or 10 rounds and have these ridiculous decisions in their favor. It turned me off, man. But we're trying to give sports another chance. And with Mayweather and Guerrero, you have one guy, Floyd Mayweather, possibly the most complete boxer we've ever seen. And you have Robert Guerrero, another fine fighter. Now, I'm not Burt Sugar. I'm not the greatest boxing aficionado. I'm not, okay? But my strong suit is I like to look at things from a historical perspective and use historical analysis. And as brilliant as Floyd Mayweather is, as great a fighter as he is, there's an opponent that he himself can't even beat. And that's Father Time. And Father Time has wreaked havoc on athletes. And believe me, I grew up idolizing arguably the GOAT of sports, Michael Jordan. Loved Michael Jordan. And to see him play with the Wizards, it showed even he couldn't beat Father Time. And Floyd Mayweather's in a sport that's a lot more wear and tear on the body. And this fight sort of reminds me a little bit, although Guerrero has a loss, this fight reminds me a little bit of Costa Tszyu and Ricky Hatton, where you had Costa Tszyu just beating the shit out of everybody. I think the fight before he fought, if I remember correctly, he fought Shamba Mitchell, but he was doing the same thing that Mayweather was doing, where he was inactive. He was not fighting a lot of fights. I believe he was fighting like once a year or once a year and a half. And when you reach a certain age, going into your mid-30s, you can't see a fighter just... When a fighter loses it, when he's starting to lose it, it's gone. Like and by him not fighting frequently, the fight before he could look brilliant, but when those reflexes go, when he loses his legs, you're not going to see it until he fights again, and then you're going to be like, "Wow, who is this guy? What's happened?" And that could possibly, and with Ricky Hatton, he beat Costa Tszyu, who all of a sudden looked much older in the ring. And that's a distinct possibility of what may occur next week. Now, it's also possible that Floyd Mayweather may dog walk Robert Guerrero, beat the shit out of him, won a unanimous decision. I don't see him knocking Guerrero out, but who knows? But I'm not going to make a prediction because it's too stupid. Now, I did that Bulls prediction video, but that's just because I felt in my gut that we had the defense to beat Miami. Our problem would have been just to put enough points on the board to beat them, and we did it that game. I think the Bulls, when we're mentally prepared, I think when we are ready, we mentally are prepared and up for a game, we can beat anybody in one game. Now, over a series, that's something different. Without Derrick Rose, I should say. But I don't know if I want to make a prediction, but I think with this fight between Floyd Mayweather and Robert Guerrero, I think it's best to expect the unexpected. When you got a guy who's 36 years old and he's getting older and he doesn't fight frequently, my educated guess would be And also, you got to take into account that although it wasn't a long stint, he did spend 2 months in prison. Okay, did that have any effect? Maybe a residual effect? I don't know. But my educated guess is that Floyd Mayweather may win a decision over Guerrero, a close decision. He may look slower. He may have to rally to win the last 2 rounds or so, maybe kind of like a repeat of Cotto. Or what may happen is Floyd Mayweather may look like his old self, and we may see something similar to Tarver and Jones, where Guerrero will catch him with a punch that he doesn't see, that normally Floyd would see. That's my educated guesses. Now, I could be completely wrong, and I got people messaging me in this video 8 days from now, calling me an idiot and stupid and whatever. But that's my educated guess. I have a feeling that Floyd's inactivity may catch up with him. It caught with Rocky Marciano to an extent. He fought in an era where it wasn't uncommon for a guy to fight 5, 6, 7 fights a year. And he was criticized for only fighting 2 fights a year. He fought, if I remember correctly, after he became champion, he fought only, I believe, 7 title defenses over the next 4 years. And he only pretty much fought once in the spring, once in the fall. And although he defeated Archie Moore, who knocked Marciano down early on in the fight, Rocky and his trainers could see that he was slipping. And he wisely decided to retire. He briefly flirted with fighting Ingemar Johansson in 1959, 1960, I believe. But he quickly saw that he didn't have it anymore. He was a completely shot fighter. Did you see those other guys who just suddenly got old in the ring? You see a guy like Sugar Ray Leonard, who was like Floyd Mayweather, fighting inactively, and he was favored to beat Terry Norris because we're thinking about the Sugar Ray Leonard that we had seen prior. I hope I said Leonard, not Robertson, but Sugar Ray Leonard. And when he fought Terry Norris, he looked old. And then his last fight, when he fought the late Hector Camacho, he looked like he didn't even belong in boxing when he fought him. So you just don't know. For all you younger guys out there, look, I'm not hating on Floyd. I love watching Floyd, okay? But I'm only speaking as an older person who's watched this script before. He's not Superman. And there's going to have to come a time, if he fights, particularly if he keeps fighting once a year and he keeps fighting on and on, you're going to have to deal with the realization and the likelihood that he may lose. And it's not fair, because I think if Floyd fights Guerrero in his prime, he beats the shit out of him. Like, I think if Roy Jones fought Antonio Tarver in his prime, I think that he would have outclassed Tarver. And I still have him winning the first fight handily. But Antonio Tarver fought Roy Jones at the right time. And perhaps Robert Guerrero may be catching Floyd Mayweather at the right time. But anyway, I just want you guys to leave comments and tell me what you think about what's going on with the fight, and who do you think is going to win, and what do you think is going to happen, and just anything. All right, peace.